School resource officers from across Indiana and a few neighboring states were at the Fishers Police Department learning, listening, and sharing what to look out for in schools where the signs of youth violence and crime are often seen first, before anything actually happens. It's a heartbreaking and frightening scenario, a school shooting in a place where children should be safe. But before the police arrive, with guns drawn looking for a perpetrator, school resource officers are often the very first responders.
Violence in schools across the country is real. It occurs. The SROs are in place to help mitigate that risk and to help prevent the risk.
Sergeant Christopher Owens with the Fishers Police Department helped to lead this two-day advanced school resource officer training. In this classroom setting, officers from across the state of Indiana and a few neighboring states spent hours getting a heads up on several fronts, assessing school threats, crime prevention through environmental or building design, behavioral analysis, and
I think one of the bigger ones is social media investigations. A lot of threats are leaked online prior to them committing an act. So I definitely think that's one of the bigger ones that we are covering this week is how to investigate social media crimes and social media threats, and to use that knowledge to keep our schools safe.
Sergeant Owens says youth violence and crime in the streets is often foreshadowed or hinted at in the classroom, and these school resource officers are training to spot the warning signs and take action.
You know, we've had instances where students have reported either anonymously or in person to an administrator something that they have saw or seen or heard, and it has resulted in a threat assessment where we potentially prevented a violent act from occurring.
But it's not all training. The conversation, the best practices being shared, and yes, even some of the mistakes that have been made as first responders leads to learning and ultimately safer schools.
It's extremely beneficial to kind of learn what other districts are experiencing, the challenges. That's some of the stuff that we're talking about this week is what challenges everyone's experiencing and how they're overcoming those challenges. You know, as far as the best defense of school safety is a holistic approach. So SROs, but also the students and the staff, and even the parents, because the students are the ones that hear and see everything in the school. And just kind of goes back to the see something, say something.
So that these school resource officers can do something before it's too late.
Nobody can predict every possible violent outcome. So I think it's definitely important that we kind of work together to keep schools safe.
Well, the bonus of all this is school resource officers are role models and teachers automatically showing students alternative ways to resolve conflicts, stay safe, and maybe one day pursue careers in law enforcement themselves. That is the ultimate youth alternative to violence and crime. For more information on our YATVAC program, grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen now. That will take you to our YATVAC website, where we've got a list of resources for you and your family.